Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of Talk Dirt to Me. My name is Sandra Graham. I've got my lovely co-host sitting beside me here, Mike Saunders.
G'day.
And today we have the ultimate pleasure of sitting down with one of the quietest guys in the pits, but he's definitely no stranger to victory lane. We have the 2024 Brockville, Ontario Speedway track champion with us, the number 37, Matt Boal.
What's going on, guys?
How are you?
I am lovely today. Excited.
Good. I like excited. So we're just going to jump in. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. First off, how does it feel to hear 2024 track champion beside your name?
It's definitely nice. It's a little weird given the season that we had, being so short and not even being at the track the day that was announced, with our final race being canceled. But I'll take it nonetheless. It's in the record books now.
Exactly. That's pretty sweet. And then when did you first start racing?
So that would be the COVID year. I would have bought my first car sometime in the winter before the 2020 season, and then the 2020 season would have been my first one in my first car.
Okay, so you're going into your 6th, I guess, season.
Yeah, 6th season and 5th with this vehicle.
Okay, and why mini stock?
It seemed like the only realistic option at the time. I don't come from a background of vehicles. I don't know anything about cars, and that seemed like the best starting opportunity that was around in the area.
Okay. And then you're kind of known as the quiet guy at the track. Does that change when that helmet goes on?
Yeah, I'm definitely more actions over words when it comes to racing, I would say. And definitely when the helmet's on, I am a completely different person behind the wheel.
Nothing wrong with that. And then let's go back to your championship year. So 2024. How did you get to that top spot? So like how much time and effort went into that season?
That season in particular, the winter before, we definitely did an overhaul of basically the whole car, got it into the shops, basically redid everything on it, and got it tuned up right and just brought it to the track. And I know I didn't have it ready for our warm-up night, our test day. But then when I got the car dialed in week one, I was honestly shocked at how fast the car was. I was not expecting it to be that quick when I pulled out for the first heat race at all.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Because I actually just asked Mike the other day, and I was like, something about renting the track. I was like, you guys have test and tune, but I can't imagine going in and like you missed test and tune, so you're right in the first night. Like test and tune is pretty important, or even track rentals.
Yes. I'd say test and tune is perfect, especially for guys that don't have the space at home to turn the cars on, drive them around the block or whatever. That might be the first time you get the car out of the garage or off the trailer. So even just making sure everything's working at that point is huge. And then usually you have about 1 week and then you're racing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy because like you say, like if you can't even start the car, if there's nowhere to drive it other than loading it onto the trailer, it's like your fingers are crossed and just hope for the best.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I've done all year.
Yeah.
Or every year. I don't have the space, so I just kind of put all the work I can in and just hope she's ready to go week one.
And then did you miss any races? I'm going to assume not in 2024.
In 2024, no. I believe we only ran 5 races, I think, out of the 10 we were scheduled, which is a blessing and a curse because gave less time for other drivers to catch up in points. But then at the same time, I'm the guy that won the 5 race season. So it's bittersweet, but you'll take it.
Yeah. And then how many features did you win in 2024?
Just the 2, and then top 5 each week. So it was consistent. I got lucky. Some of the top guys were missing time or didn't perform. And those 2 wins kind of put me over the top.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk little hype music. Do you have any specific
Uh,
songs like you drive to the track that you've gone on, or do you wear headphones at the track?
it's a funny question because generally I am kind of hype up music guy. I'm always playing music in my car, whether I'm at work, driving somewhere into the city, whatever. When I'm driving to the track, it's literal silence. Like there's nothing on the radio. I ride down with my grandfather. Sometimes my girlfriend will come with me, and we just kind of sit there and we comment on the scenery on the way down to the track. Like it's pretty. I don't know. I guess I'm just stressed or locked in or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of prefer just keeping it quiet and riding down.
Yeah,
And that's basically how I've done it every year.
yeah. Jared was here the other day, and he was saying like he's been racing for 10 seasons. He's still the same. Like he's like I don't know. Like some days I'm driving and I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the track. Like he just still is gets that stress. So
Yeah, I'm pretty good at knowing I'm gonna make it to the track. It's the Friday night before I leave for the track that's most stressful for me. That's
hmm
usually when we're running around.
yep.
Um, Obviously, running bi-weekly, we have a weekend to kind of fix the car, and then whatever's not done on that weekend is done after work during the week. So we do a lot of work throughout the week when we can. And Saturday, my goal is to wake up and have nothing to do but throw some tools in the truck and
hmm
start heading down.
Yep. We've kind of talked about eating before the races. Are you an eater? Will you eat race day?
It's funny. I'm bad at skipping meals normally. So I most of the time do not eat at all
hmm
before I leave for the track.
Yep.
It's usually just some Monster Energy drinks and hope we hold on to the wheel on the way down.
Which is funny because I know I've seen everyone getting ready, getting their helmets on, getting into the car, and I look over and there's your brother just hammering back a chicken wrap with his tank top on, not even looking like he cares that the heats are about to start.
Yeah, Dakota's definitely the eater one. He loves his racetrack snacks.
We do always like we always look over like, hey, like who's getting in their cars, who's riding. Dakota's always like lean back, like eating his wrap. I was like, he's so
Yeah,
calm.
yeah. He's always the guy that he'll be eating the wrap and then he'll throw it on the hood of the car because he's got to fix something right before the race. So it's like multitasking for sure.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, so we just kind of touched on a little bit, like you drive down with your grandfather. So let's talk about your crew. Who do you have?
Definitely my grandparents are there every week. Um, my grandfather's was when I first started. It was very hands on. He was kind of the only one that knew anything about cars in my family when I started. So he definitely got me started, and he's there every week. Can't do a whole lot now, but he's definitely super supportive about it. My grandmother's always there, loves watching it. And then my mom's usually down there, and then my girlfriend's there about half the time. So I don't really have a crew. My brother and I do all our own work, and it seems to be good enough for us. So
Yeah,
we love it.
yeah.
I think your grandfather's one of my favorite personalities in the pits. He's awesome.
He we try to keep him on a leash, but somehow we turn around and he's at someone else's trailer spilling secrets or saying things he shouldn't be saying. But yeah, we try to keep him in line, but I feel like around the track, everyone else kind of thinks the same thing and they love to have him around.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should tell that story that I can't remember what night it was. It was a Cornwall night, maybe.
Yeah,
God.
I think I was new, but I remember your brother saying to me, he's like, "Yeah, no idea where my grandfather is. Last time I checked, he was over in someone else's pits, telling them all sorts of stuff about our cars that none of it was what it really is." And I remember laughing about that. Really funny guy to just go around talking to people. I like having Raymond there.
Yeah, he definitely loves the track too. Like he means no ill will, and he just wants to be involved in it. He wants to be a part of it. He wants to just be as invested as he can be. So you can't knock him for the passion.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. So now that we're kind of on the topic of Dakota,
Oh Lord.
I have a couple of questions that, and it just focuses on more or less brothers at the track.
Okay.
So who started racing first?
So I started 1 year before him with my first car, the Dodge Neon. I only did about 3 or 4 races, and the car was pretty much crapped out. And I got rid of. Well, I kept it in the backyard basically for a little while, and then I bought an Integra the following winter after the season ended, and I was trying to buy the Prelude I have now. But the guy did not want to sell it, and I kept asking. And he just kept saying no. So I went and bought this Integra from Peterborough. It was a bone stock, and I brought that home. And I don't think I had that car for a week. And then the guy got back to me on the Prelude and said, "Yep, it's all yours." Right after I bought this Integra. So my grandfather, being my grandfather, he's like, "Well, just freaking buy it then." And I said, "The hell with it," and picked up the Prelude. Now I have two freaking cars. So I essentially donated that Integra to Dakota, and that's the car he had for the longest time. And then we both started racing from that point on. So I only ran about half a season before him,
Okay.
technically a year, but by the time I got my Prelude, he had an Integra, and we were off to the races together.
And who had their first win first?
I guess it depends on how you look at it. If we're talking heat wins, definitely me. Dakota had the more, I guess, real win. He won the Dash for Cash a couple years ago. I don't think he had won a heat at that point. Maybe he won a heat, but he won the Dash for Cash, and that was the first legit race win that the two of us had.
Okay.
Because in the Dash for Cash, it's generally the top 6 or 8 cars.
Mm-hmm.
So he won that. I don't know how. And then first feature win was myself, and he's still looking for one of them.
Yeah. Maybe this year, you never know.
Man, we have been trying so hard to get that car in victory lane, but I think we might have had our moment with it. Cars are getting super fast, and all the East K series coming in. It's going to be hard to get a little B series in there, but we're going to try.
Yeah. And then what's it like having your brother out there on the track with you?
It's fun. Sometimes it's a weird dynamic. It's like, do I race him differently? I try not to. I raced kind of everyone the same until the final couple laps, and then I take matters in my own hands. But no, my brother and I, we try to stay clean. We bumped a couple times, but I think we race each other like anyone else and just kind of keep an open eye and make sure we're both finishing the race that night.
Mm-hmm. And then have you guys ever had that like moment of we're not talking after this race?
Not yet, because I'm just so much faster. No, there's been some good heat racing or whatever. Like, he's beat me, I've beat him, and we'll get off the track. He's like, "Oh, you didn't have to ride me up so high on that corner." I'm like, "Well, I need the points too," so I did. And no, nothing major. There's there was one race actually a couple of years ago where I forget who it was. It might have been, oh no, I can't remember. I don't want to say it if it's not true. It might have been Pierre and Hayden. They ended up taking each other out on the last lap or something, and Coda and I were 4 and 5, and then Skylar was 3rd place, and the 2 leaders took themselves out. Skylar went through, and Coda and I are like door to door going into turn 3 with them like spinning out in front of us. Coda lets off the gas, assuming it's a yellow flag, slow down, and I fucking pinned it. So I raced him to the finish line that night, and that was probably like my first top 4 finish. And he was pretty pissed after that night because he's like, "Oh, I was letting off." And I'm like, "Well, you shouldn't have."
Yeah, they didn't call it yellow.
Yeah.
Who would you say is more aggressive behind the wheel?
Probably myself. I think he'd agree. We're not aggressive in terms of bumping and hitting, but I think we're aggressive in terms of I'm going to dive deep in this corner and I know the car's going to stick, or I see someone coming, maybe I'm going to squeeze a little lower. Where I think Coda generally probably has a more underpowered car, so he can't be as aggressive, because if he does slip, it's going to hurt him more than me with the higher horsepower.
Yeah. All right. And then these next ones are kind of more like a rapid fire. So I'm going to ask them. Don't think, just throw out your answer.
I never think.
Who's faster in the pits, moving around?
In the pits, like running around fixing stuff?
Yeah.
I definitely get more scrambly, but I think Coda gets a little more fired up about it for sure. So it's kind of give or take, one or the other.
Who's harder on the equipment?
Probably myself. Um, I mean, my car looks beat. Like I'm pretty tough on it. I've been in more crashes. I've been T-boned 3 or 4 times. I've definitely, but then he's the guy that clips the wall coming out of four all the time. So it's again kind of
Mm-hmm.
pick your poison.
Yeah. If you guys swapped cars for a night, who's winning?
Oh, that's a good one. If Coda's in my car, I think Coda's beating me. Um, my car's so weird. I don't think anyone can drive my car. And because no one can drive my car, I don't think I could drive anyone else's car. It's just so different. And Coda's car is probably better handling wise, where mine has the top end speed. So I think he'd beat me. If you put us in equal cars, I think I'm beating him.
You might have to deal with that after he hears this.
Yeah. I mean, every time we go to the go-kart track, I seem to be in front of him. So.
What is one thing your brother does on the track that drives you nuts?
Sticking to one lane too long. Like he's I think again he'd probably agree with this. There's a couple races where you'll find the fast lane, run well all night, see Jamie or someone sticking his nose into his inside, and he'll just continue running where he is, and then the last lap of the race, Jamie takes him on the inside.
Yeah.
So sometimes just being a little more aware of who's coming and where are they coming from, that try to be a little more unpredictable in your maneuvers and don't give them an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. What is one thing he does really well that you'll only admit on this podcast?
Oh God. He's wow, that's a good question. I mean, I'd admit it a lot. He's because he is a good driver, and it's just it sucks some of the bad luck. But I'd say maybe not on the track, but in the garage, he is definitely the head down, let's freaking get to work kind of guy, where I'm like, oh, I'll deal with it later. He is very get it done. Let's do the big job. Let's just dive into it. Me, I'm looking, oh, can I just put a Band-Aid on this somehow and not have to pull the whole motor out? Dakota's definitely going to get in there dirty and try to do everything he can. He's not afraid to do the big jobs, and he'll get the work done. Mm-hmm. And honestly, that pushes me, because then I see the work he's putting in, and then I got to put in the work too. We do a lot of work on each other's cars. I do way too much work on his car. But no, definitely he's motivating for sure. I'd say is the biggest thing is in the garage. He definitely motivates me to do a lot more work than I would if I was racing by myself.
That's really nice that you guys have each other for sure.
Yeah, and like we don't know anything. That's what's crazy. We started racing. I think I could change tires and maybe do some brakes. I have no mechanical background, no mechanical skills. He could do even less, and then he wanted to go fast, so we're like, let's get a fast motor and learn to freaking motor swap. Mm-hmm. Rented a freaking crane from the rental place. We only had it for the weekend, so we're like, I guess we got to get this done in a weekend, and we got it done. So
wow, which is funny because when I poked Dakota yesterday about some talking points, he actually said you're the more mechanically inclined Boal.
I'd say, yeah, mechanically, like the actual jobs, the work, the brains of doing the work, I'd say I'm probably a little more intelligent in that regard. I just think he's more willing to dive into the stuff he doesn't know, where I'm like, let's stick to what we do know. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, let's just go head deep and figure it out when we get there. Mm-hmm. But he'll definitely call me over if it's something more technical, or he's like, I've read so many Honda forums. It's insane. So I kind of know all these little details, but you only know what you know.
Yeah, for sure. All right. What is the next one here? Out on the track, how would you describe your driving style to someone that's never actually watched you race?
I'd say a little more, if we're comparing to the rest of the field, I'd say it's a little more unorthodox, but I think it comes with the car. I think anyone who looks at my car thinks my car looks a lot different than most of the other cars on the track. It's very low, very skewed. I think I'm the only Prelude that runs a third gear. So very unorthodox, very dive it in and crank the wheel and drive it out. Whereas I'd say most of the other cars on the track, they kind of have their line. They drive, they're easy. They maintain momentum. We have a lot of momentum cars with lower horsepower that makes them quicker than they might be on a dyno. But I'm definitely top speed horsepower, send it in, hold on, and rip it out.
I This year I got a Prelude for the first time. I remember I think it was test and tune. I walked by your car and I saw the tires on it and almost started panicking. I'm like, why is he running those little tires? And like, I didn't realize that you were in third gear until this year.
Yeah, I most Preludes are gonna run like big BF tires or big Cooper tires, something a little meatier, and then the second gear. Mine, I have like tiny, low profile 15-inch tires. They're probably about 70-inch in diameter, super small. And like honestly, I probably need smaller, but I can't get any smaller without bottoming out the car, which I've done many a times. But definitely going to be trying something new this year. So I don't know if we'll see the same kind of setup I've been having.
Which is funny because my next question's all about setup. So, do you run the same setup quite often, or are you one to like, go and change things?
I'm pretty consistent, like, especially if I'm only running Brockville. I'd say the general game plan is the same. I might change tires in terms of tread pattern on like more muddy or slick or black tracks. But generally, I'm going for a big right rear, super small front left, skewing the car as much as I can, dialing my toe into a specific amount, and then just trying to adjust the air pressures based on the weather, the track, just kind of all different types of things. But generally, the car remains the same.
Mhm. What about Cornwall? Do you like when like this year? I know you're mostly at Brockville. Have you raced Cornwall often?
Cornwall, I raced more in the past. Um, and then when we had our Cornwall Brockville series, I always attended all of those. I think the couple years ago when they brought it back, I was third overall in that. And then not last year, but the year before, I think I was top five in that as well. But I'm going to Cornwall less and less. Just kind of trying to focus on Brockville. And I mean, racing's not my entire life, and Sunday night racing with 5 o'clock work in the morning is
Mm-hmm.
definitely tough. So
Yep.
if it's something big, fun, or the track wants support or drivers need support, I'll be there for sure. But on a day to day or regular weekend, I'm just trying to stick at Brockville.
Yeah. So I do find like Cornwall is hard because it is the Sunday nights. Like the odd time we'll go down and watch on a Sunday, but it's the drive down, and by the time you get home and then work on Monday, it's hard.
Yeah, it's about an hour for me, so it's not terrible. And I love the track down there. Like it's so fun to drive. That inside berm is a little scary, but overall, I have fun racing there. I think my brother would have fun racing there too. He seems to do better down there than he does at Brockville. So definitely, if we lived closer or if it was our home track, I'd be going even if it is a Sunday night for sure.
Yeah. Have you ever been down to Mohawk? Have you raced down there at all?
Never raced, never been, never watched.
Are you thinking about maybe going?
I don't know because from what I hear, Mohawk is massive,
Yes.
and I'm already tapped out transmission wise,
Oh.
and I would have to completely overhaul my car just to get on the track down there. I
Oh.
would think.
Hmm. That's what was hard because when Mike had the Cobalt, we was like a Mohawk car, but then with this one, same idea. Like he runs second gear, so Mohawk isn't really an option. But it is a nice track. It is humongous.
Yeah,
But
and I know some guys if they're running second gear, they can kind of adjust the tires a little bit, put it in third gear, and do all right. Um, I only have second and third gear, so once I'm out of third gear, I have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, well, I only had second gear this year, so that's why I was a little worried about that. And I was also worried if I went into third, put smaller tires on, the front bumper just be dragging on the track the whole time because it's
Yeah.
already pretty low with just the big second gear tires on it.
It's definitely hard to go without going to watch or going to visit at some point before, because I could say I'm going to do XYZ to my car, but until I see the track and know what I'm actually doing and not just watching a video, it's kind of hard to game plan for something completely new.
Sounds like we have someone who would come down and watch with us then now.
mhm.
Yeah. I have a passport.
Perfect. All right. So when you guys are out on the track and a yellow gets blown or whichever, and you're now at a restart, what goes through your head during that restart?
I think that's where my car's the worst. So it's like the worst thing for me. It's so slow off the launch, and I could fix it. It's just expensive. I got to rebuild the transmission. So I cannot shift gears on restarts, as I'm sure Jamie knows. He has kicked me in the ass a handful of times on restarts. So restarts are not good for me. So I almost assume I'm always losing a row of positions every restart, unless I'm starting first and I have control over it.
That must be frustrating.
Yeah, it's a piss off. I trust myself to get back, but if it's 2 laps to go and I do lose 2 positions, it's gonna be a tough task.
Mm-hmm. What was your toughest moment this year? How'd you push through it?
I don't think I pushed through any moments this year. I think I just friggin' folded every time. I started the year, week 1 was good. I won the first heat of the season. Pretty good race.
We remember.
That was a fun race. And the car felt like it did the year before after winning the championship, after that heat race. I was kind of just biding time in that race and knew I had more to give. And then the feature came around. I don't exactly remember the feature. I think I finished 4th, and the car was like pretty good all night. And then the week after, there was that big heat race that I think you were talking to Jared about, where I spun around.
4 wide?
And then, where I got spun around, I just lost it there. And then just clipped by Jamie a little bit. And I don't know if I bent something or something went weird at that point, but it seemed like that moment on, the whole season just like went down the drain. I could never get the car back to where it was. It always felt like something was off. Whether the motor felt all right, but then the suspension, it was like weird this way, completely swapped everything and just couldn't find a groove at all last season. So I don't think I finished another race after that point. I might have had one 13th place finish and then DNF every other race last year.
I have to commend you because you never gave up. You guys still showed up every second Saturday. You were out there. You tried. So
there was probably 2 or 3 weeks I showed up with the car thinking it was good, ran hot laps and put it in last place for the heat, and then pulled it on the trailer after that. But we were still fighting with it every night. Always thought we could fix it and kind of just never did. So I'm hoping next year we'll have some better luck and figure out what the issues are.
Yeah. So are you guys going to take a lot of time over the winter and take a look at the cars?
Like, yes and no. I don't have the space at home to work on my car that freely. So over the winter, it's mostly stored until the spring, and I'm just kind of stockpiling parts and making a game plan. So when the snow does start to melt, I can get right at it. I have a laundry list of things I need to do, and I think we'll be all good for the start of the season. But definitely more game planning over the winter months.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of a funny question here. If you were in charge for one night at Brockville, what rule would you change?
For our class?
Yeah.
That's a good question. What rule change would I do? Man, you could get wacky with this. You could do stuff just for fun. You could do stuff practically. I think one night we run our heat races as normal, and then we just flip the field upside down for the feature and put all the last place cars in the front and then Jamie at the back.
I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah.
You kind of talked about this before, and I know you notice it too, but I know when Jamie's out front and he's setting the pace, like my car's nearly stalling out trying to creep to the green flag that slow. Like he just like barely crawling to the start finish line. I know he likes that 'cause his car gets out of the hole, but I'm just like, you restarts kill me, and the car's near stalling, just trying to like chuck and come into the restart.
Yeah. I think it was worse when he had his Mazda. Because I find the same thing, but with Hayden. Hayden loves to bog down the Hondas. which fair play to him. But I'm jumping that start. I don't give a damn. Like if they're not gonna call it back, I'm jumping that start every time.
All right. So, like I mentioned, I talked to Dakota yesterday. He says, make sure he knows that I'm not glazing him up. But
Oh God.
yeah, so we did talk about the fact that he did say you were the brains of the bowl operation, and that you definitely are more mechanically inclined. And then he actually brought up top karting, and you did as well. It's like when you get out there, you were like top 3 at top karting for the most part.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard when you go to a third party place like that. Okay, first, who's got the fastest cart? We all know there's one cart that's faster than everyone else. So the one night I went, I sent like the monthly record or something a couple of years ago, and I'm like, damn, okay, well, I probably just had the fastest cart because there's always one. And then we went again like a few months later. I'm like, number 2 this month. Like, holy frig, like maybe I'm just a karting pro. I don't know. But I don't know enough about karting to know. Like, I think I just drive the lines good. I always say that he's too big for the carts and it's slowing him down. He's got about 100 pounds on me. So I'm like, well, maybe weight kills your speed and I'm just lighter. But yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but we definitely have fun every time we go.
Mm-hmm. And then he kind of mentioned that each year you're kind of getting faster and faster. So from where you started with your neon to where you are now. So what are your biggest things that you've learned and the takeaways each season?
Like, in terms of just improving the car, improving driving style,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the single biggest thing car wise is, I mean, it's easy to say just get a faster motor and be faster. But I'd say in terms of driving, I'm definitely learning Brockville a lot better. You can run lines that you don't think you should be able to run, whether that be like through the grass on turn 3, like through that swamp area that if you don't hit the water, you're going to run fast there. If you run all the way high in turn 1 and just dive to the inside going into 2, that's a big speed thing. And you got to learn that the Brockville backstretch is actually curved. So use all that space, use it as a runoff. Just don't go over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Car wise, mechanically, yeah, dial in your motors, get tuned, and then know what tire setup is probably the biggest thing because it's the easiest thing to change. So figure out what works each night, what kind of track. And I think that's been the single biggest thing. I would run one brand of tires on one kind of night and then a different brand of tires on another kind of night. And I kind of just found the tires that worked. And I feel like the car just drives so much better when you have the right tires on the vehicle.
Yeah. And then do you have like a setup book like most guys have? Like, do you jot everything down, or if you go out in one night and everything worked really well, like do you take notes and say, this night I ran this, this is my finish?
Not at all. I kind of have like a baseline each week. I'll have everything that I think works, and then every week it's an adjustment from that point. So one setup might work on one night, but I'm reverting back to baseline because every week the track's different. Even if you run like last every week, it's a different kind of track depending on how many laps the other cars ran. Maybe there's a new pothole in turn 1
Mm-hmm.
that you got to look out for. So maybe you're running a little higher now. So I definitely have one baseline setup and then adjustments from there each week.
Okay. And then if you could pick any track to race at, which track would it be besides Brockville? Where would you go? Anywhere.
Yeah, that's I don't know because I don't really have any desire to race anywhere else. If I had to pick like something else to like race on, I definitely race pavement for sure. I feel like it's a different kind of skill. Maybe a little more technical when you're on pavement. You got to think more about like tire wear and stuff and over driving the car. Whereas dirt, it's a little more, it's skill, but sometimes it comes down to who's got bigger balls in turn 4. And I think pavement would be super fun to at least try.
Yeah. All right. And what would you say from when you started racing until now? What is your favoriteest moment out there besides winning your championship?
Yeah. Oh, it's just weird because I wouldn't even put that up there. Like,
Oh.
I hate that championship. I'm going to talk down on that championship just so no one else has to. Um, Definitely winning that first race, I'd count as a win. Um, it's weird. You could go a couple ways. I think one year, I can't remember the year. I can't even remember what the points were like. I think I got like third place in points by like 1 point. And at the end of the last race each season, they usually say like, you made it on points. At the end of the race, they say, oh, congratulations, whatever. You won on points. Second place is this. Third place is this. So there was the one year when my brother and I were like tight going into the final race. And they announced over the intercom that I was third place and it was by 1 point. So that third place win ended up being more fun than the championship for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got two third place trophies.
Wow.
And it sucks that it was my brother that I had to beat, but he was fucking pissed after that night. But I couldn't believe it. I passed just one more car on the final lap and then beat him for third place by 1 point.
So you've got 3 trophies sitting at home.
Yeah, I got 3, 22, 23, no, 21, 22, took a break in 23 and then came back in 24 to get the third one.
All right. Not bad. What else do I have here? What keeps you at Brockville?
Just Brockville or it keeps
Yeah.
me racing?
Let's do Brockville first because that's kind of where you're hanging your hat.
Brockville, it's definitely the closest for me. So logically, it just makes the most sense to go there Saturday night. And I don't know, it's just fun. I grew up watching there a lot. And then the fact that I was racing at it, I felt like such a friggin' rock star in my first year that like picturing myself in the crowd and now I'm in the track. I just couldn't believe that. Meanwhile, I didn't know you just had to pay and you get in and you can race on the track. I thought it was like some sort of gatekeeping. You have to prove yourself to get out there, but turns out you could just pay to enter the pits and you can put a car out there. But that's kind of what keeps me there. Like maybe if somewhere else ran Friday or Saturday night and was close enough, I'd take a swing down there, but Brockville just makes the most sense for me here.
Yeah. And then what keeps you racing?
I've wanted to quit racing every year for the past 3 years. Honestly, I think it's cool. I just think it's a cool thing to do. I'm uber competitive on the track. My brother does it. Like we grew up just loving cars and Hondas and Fast and the Furious, like that kind of stuff all our lives. So the fact that we can just strap into a car every week and like go race. Like once you have the car, you just go and race.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why not do it?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I haven't quit. It's just, it is fun. It's not fun working on the car every week or spending thousands of dollars, but it seems like every time you get to the track, it's always worth it.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy superstitions when it comes to racing?
I don't think I have anything specific. I'm not a left glove first kind of guy. I like to, it's weird. I don't have any pregame rituals or anything other than riding down in silence.
Mm-hmm.
But the pill draws, it's almost like if the higher number or the better number I draw, the worse I'm going to do. So I'm almost always hoping I get last place. And it seems that I always do get last place. So
yeah. And I know this summer we really struggled with the pill draws because we're trying to figure out like, okay, well, if you register this day, is there a difference between this day or this time? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if there's a secret.
Yeah, you just got to know the right people, I think.
Yeah. True. Do you have anything for him before I jump into their stuff?
I don't have any questions. I may jump in with some kind of piggyback off what he says, but you can keep
No,
going with your questions there.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, what do you got,
Yeah,
Mike?
yeah, Mike, what do you got?
Well, I have some questions that would be over
Oh.
Facebook Messenger that are top secret things, but no, like, I don't know. I really like racing with Matt. The time that I did finish third, the only podium finish I had my first year racing, I know Matt could have easily walked around me multiple times, but I know he didn't really need that much points to still win his championship. He just had to get like a decent finish. So he didn't dump me, he didn't wreck me, he didn't push me too hard. He let me get that third place finish. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to race smart than hard. Sometimes fourth is better than third, depending on situations. I don't know if I was catching you that night. I don't remember exactly. I do think I just needed some points, so I needed to not lose a race. But you might have been gone that night because that car did get pretty quick by the time you got rid of it.
It's funny too when you talk about like your wins and your heats and stuff. I remember the first heat of the 2025 season. You were out there, and I was like, "All right, like here comes like the track champ. Mike's out there, first night in this like brand new car." I was like, "How are we gonna do this?" And I was like, "Wow, like he's leading." And it was like the last lap. Oh, there's Matt. Like just like you couldn't even give him that one. It's like actually I'm the track champ.
I think I actually would have rathered you just pass me on the first lap and let me think for 5 laps. Like, wow, this is working really well.
That's just experience. You got to pass them and not give them time to pass you back. So
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was on that race specifically. We had a killer track that night. And you were running good. I forget where I started, but I was kind of a ways back from you a little bit too. And every corner I saw the line you were taking, and then I just take it a little bit lower. And every time we got into turn 3, I'm like, I'm gaining 1 foot every lap. So if I just send it in on this lap, I should have enough.
I remember the very next week we started almost like it was like a carbon copy of the heat before. I was on the same row beside Jared, exactly the same. And I was like, this time I'm sticking that thing right to the bottom and he's not getting by. But I think then you went to the high side, which is when the catastrophe happened. But you messaged me, I remember later, I think it was that night or the next day, and you said, I'm not going to run the bottom anymore. I think the top's where my car does better. And you said, good, because that's where I like to run at the bottom. But, which I find funny because you run third gear and you like running the bottom?
Yeah, because I'd say my third gear is kind of like your second gear 0.5. So if you had 2.5 gears, that's what my third gear is. And then with my tires are probably 8 inches smaller than yours. So my car probably feels like second gear. And I think just the way it's skewed and how low it is, it just sticks the bottom so much better. Whereas if I get super high on the banking, because my car is so skewed, it almost seems like the rear wants to kick out, creates like a super big pivot point when the car is already banked 30 degrees in the air. So I like staying the bottom mostly because it's flatter down there.
Okay, because I was wondering when you said that, I was like, I thought like a third gear car would be a momentum car, so you'd want to keep it on the top. I noticed you do really well actually running the bottom.
Yeah, those are secrets.
And I don't know if you want to mention too, your cousin came this year for a couple of times out. That's your cousin, right?
Yeah. He that's Eric. He I think he's kind of been keeping up with what we've been doing the past couple of years, and he's always been into that stuff. I don't know exactly what he's done in the past, but he's like big on 4-wheelers and mud runs and the bogs and all the pulls and stuff. So I think once he kind of got more into what we were doing, I don't think he had any idea like rules. I don't think he knew what cars were good, what to even look at. And he just kind of sent us a picture of a car and said, yeah, I'm building this. And then probably 3/4 of the way through the season showed up with a brand new, looked like it was right off the dealership, Mitsubishi Lancer. And we'll see what he brings next year, because I know he's looking to come back.
I know, like when I first saw him pull in, I didn't recognize him. I saw the car, like you said, and it looked like it had been built that morning. I was like, who is that? Like, it looks like a brand new car, not a dent, not a scratch. I was like, that thing looked mint.
Yeah, he kind of went all in right from the start. I feel like he's got like 4 or 5 of those. He just like bought them all every time they came up, and he was like fully committed from race one. Some people kind of work their way in. Okay, I'm not going to buy the best stuff. I'm just going to get in there, see if I like it. No, this guy built a car from the ground up, bought all the safety gear, and was on the track as soon as he could be. And he has one issue on night one, and he's like, well, I got to go buy a new spare car and friggin' start transferring parts over. So that's, I think he'll be pretty good next year. I've been kind of keeping in contact with him over the winter, and it seems like he is going to be a regular next season.
Yeah, kind of funny too. Well, not funny, but I remember like watching replays, and I think you and him actually got tangled up a little bit. I think like looked like all four wheels of your car actually came off the ground.
Yeah, that was kind of a ticky tacky. I haven't watched the video in a long time, but definitely not fun. My front left wheel probably went 3 or 4 feet in the air. I thought I was rolling for sure, and then came down, and with no suspension travel and the car already being 3 inches off the ground, I felt that when it landed, and was pouring fluid all over the track. Got it on the trailer at the end of that night, and there was a fist-size hole in the transmission with no fluid left.
All right, let's jump over to Facebook questions. So like I say, they're pretty light, which I'm disappointed because I thought that I was like, we'll have lots for you because you're
That's
the
fine.
quieter one. But yeah, Mike's sister does say thank you for having the best fan appreciation merch because her little guy loved your checkered flags.
Yeah, you gotta shout out the crew on that. I try to stay pretty hands off with that stuff. I'll do the cards, the player cards, and the pictures. I'll edit all those. But in terms of the goodie bags or the treats that we give out, that's definitely my family. They love doing that kind of stuff, and I'm just kind of the guy that shows up and beats the face.
Signs all your autographs on your cards, your hero cards.
Yeah, we did quite a bit this year too, so that was good.
Where does your 37 come from?
It was when I first started the Dodge Neon. I was number 77 for literally no reason at all. I just thought those stickers were easy to print, so 77 was easy to do, and it wasn't taken. I wanted to be original, but then when my brother got his car, and I wanted to freshen up, and we're like, we should do something together. So I'm 37 because my birthday's on the 3rd of February, and my brother's is on the 7th of February. So 3-7 for me and 7-3 for him. So just our birthdays with our own coming first.
Perfect. And then Mike is actually wondering how many sexiest driver of the years would satisfy you before you're actually ready to step aside and let someone else take it.
I've been trying to step aside, but nobody else seems to be stepping up. It seems like I'm in a category of my own, and I'm gonna need some help here, boys, because I'm getting tired.
And then actually Dakota asked Mike one night the hottest mini stock take, and it stumped both of us. So we're gonna ask you your hottest mini stock take.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly he'd be looking for. There's like 15 different ways to take this. I'd say maybe the hottest driver related one that I don't think anyone else would expect me to say is my most underrated driver in minis at Brockville is Hayden Brown.
Good one. Yeah, Hayden is definitely a good driver. See, I didn't know what I thought about this after the podcast after he asked. I didn't know if it was like his spiciest take or what the most controversial take or.
Yeah, you can really go many different ways with it. But I mean, I guess that would be a hot take for me because we didn't always see eye to eye.
Yeah. Well, I know, like I said, I have nothing bad to say about Hayden. Me and him, I said this in an earlier episode, but me and him, for some reason, ended up side by side quite a bit this year, and we never touched once. We always gave each other room, and he's fast. Like, when he's beside me, unless, like, his tires are glazed over or something, I know, like, he is getting around. I'm just trying to hold him off for as long as I can.
He might, in my time racing, so let's say the last 5 years with this car, I think he's probably, I don't have any information to back this up. This is just off the top of my head, but I feel like he probably has the most wins, top 2 most wins in those past 5 years, and still doesn't have a championship.
Because, yeah, that's actually, I said that too. I said, I don't know how he doesn't have one, but He won back-to-back fall nationals. Learned this year. I think. Like
I believe so.
that's pretty. That's a pretty big feat because I
That's
know those
like
are hard to win.
that's bigger than championships, arguably. To win two of them, that would be crazy.
Hmm. And then, kind of while we're on the topic, let's talk predictions for 2026. What do you got?
Um, yeah, I was kind of thinking about this. I thought it would be fun to. It's hard because racing, especially racing what we race, one bad night and it can throw a whole season off, or like you hit the wall one time, or you have one bad finish, something doesn't work out, someone wins when they shouldn't win, or someone finishes ahead in points or loses a championship. Um, I'd say prediction wise, top three in points this year. I'm gonna go. I think Hayden's due. He'll win the championship this year.
Ooh.
That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking with it. Um, I think a driver to look out for this year, I'd say, will. I almost want to say top three. I don't know if he's there yet, but definitely top five. I think Max Steele will be top 5 points this year. Um, and probably my boldest take is Dakota will finish every race.
Let's just hope. Yeah.
That's our goal. We're doing everything for him to win a race this year. So that was probably half my downfall last year, is spending so much time on his car and not enough on mine, just for him to have bad luck as well. That I don't know. I want him to win. I would rather him win a race before I win another championship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I find too, like the birthday video that Mike made me, him and his friggin' mustache and him saying like, I'll try and do better. It was just like the funniest thing. He'll get there.
I think he's going to keep that mustache.
You can tell too, and he's like, "I'm trying to do better for you." It's tough. You could feel like the pain in his voice when he's saying it, 'cause he's making a joke, but you could tell it's actually.
Man, when we're at home, he is not happy about it either. Like, as much as he jokes, he is so mad that this stuff keeps happening to him and we just can't get him, because we know when he's running good, he's in the top 3. If he gets a good start or a good situation, like, he could very well win a race. I don't know if he has the speed to drive through the pack and win a race anymore, but he's definitely someone that I would love to see get a win here.
Yeah. Well, let's hope. And then what else do I have? Just your goals going into 2026 besides getting Dakota a win.
Yeah, that's our biggest goal, I'd say, for myself too. But no, this year, definitely solve the issues we had last year. I want to be competitive again. I don't expect to compete for championships, but I'd like to compete for race wins, have some good races. Try to be a little more loose this year. Like, when I'm racing, I don't like anyone. I hate you all. But then when I'm not at the track, I'm like, these guys are great. And so I want to loosen up a little bit this year at the track, start roaming around a little bit, providing the car doesn't need work, and just try to have some more fun. I think I've been stressing too much. Once you win, you hate to lose. Mm-hmm. So I need to kind of let that go and just kind of start enjoying my time again.
You've been a big help for me too. I think you're one of the only fellow H series drivers, and I really don't know much about them. So I know there's been a couple of times I went over like, Matt, like, it's doing this, or it's idling too low, or how do you fix this? So you were a big help to me, and you weren't, as much as you say you hate us, you were pretty nice to me at the track. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do like to help. I don't like giving help to people I don't think deserve it though. Some people, I never heard from them until I won a race, and then those are the people you got to watch out for. But you've been good, and you gotta stay in the good books with some people too.
And it's funny too, because like I say, like you guys, like, the quietest guy ever, and Mike's like, I don't like know what he like. Does he have a voice? Like, what does his voice sound like at one point?
Like the first year I had the Cobalt, I was like, I don't know why this guy doesn't like me. I always be like, when I met see at Fall Nationals, and what's up, champ? And you kind of just like smiled and kept walking. I'm like, this guy hates my ass.
Okay, well, if you don't know Mike and he walks into the pits for the first time, like, he's kind of an intimidating looking guy. You don't know who he is. All you know is he's down there with a pink car. And it's like, what the hell do I make of this guy? But obviously one of the nicest guys down there and very supportive.
Yeah. Well, I told Mike, I said, we are going to break these Boal brothers. Like, he's going to get on this podcast and he's going to talk. So we appreciate you coming on.
I love this stuff. So I'm only quiet on purpose. I'm not really quiet. I have to actively be quiet.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll see what changes next season, but
yeah,
it's definitely fun doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I think too, like when you're at the track and like Mike is the same, like you're like everyone gets in their zone and everyone has their routines and like everyone's like it's your bubble, right? So
yeah.
You guys need to do what you need to do when you're there. And
yeah, it's dangerous. So it's like always that stress. And then depending on who you pissed off last week, it could be more dangerous.
I find it's also like a little bit stressful too. Sometimes you got so many people coming over to you, like telling you what to do. And it's just like, yo, you're like confusing me right now. Just let me go out there and drive the car. Like I appreciate the help for sure. But I know sometimes you get people like, oh, you should do this, try this, do like when you go to this corner, it's like, man, just let me drive.
Yeah, let me figure it out. I think the most stressful times for me at the track are like not on track stuff, but like if I have people specifically coming to sit in the grandstands or something, like someone that doesn't normally come, they're coming for a one-off visit this year. And it's like, I have to do well tonight because if I don't do well tonight, then, well, they just showed up and I didn't finish the race and they wasted their time to watch me. So that really stresses me out.
Yeah, I know my sponsor came to watch me one race last year and I hit the wall the week before. I was really nervous. I finished like 11th and I was like, I swear I'm better than this. Like, you got to come back another time. But I know what you mean. There's a lot of pressure when someone shows up just to watch you. And especially if you're not doing well, it's like, I swear I don't suck all the time.
Especially when it's like not someone who is like, maybe they're not even a race fan. Maybe it's just a family member or a friend that is just showing up to see what it's all about. And then if you don't perform well, that just stresses me out just thinking about it.
Yeah. I'm the same. Like my parents came down one night this summer and it started to rain at one point and I was like, great, like we're not even going to be out there. And like they come down here. And then that was the night that you placed 13th. And I was like, I swear he's a really good driver. Like you have to come back, but it is stressful.
No, that's tough.
Yeah. So that's all I have. Do you have anything?
I don't really have anything specific. I was going to say, how is it for you guys? I just drove all the way out here. How is it driving all the way to Brockville every Saturday and then driving all the way home at midnight?
I only do it for the McDonald's on the way home.
Yeah.
It really depends, like, how the night went, how the drive home is. Like, that night we were just talking about, I did hit the infield tractor tire, which is why I finished 13th, but I was already running bad before that. And everyone thought, like, oh, it's just a one-off thing. I'm like, no. Like, before I hit the tire, I was already mad. Yeah. And it's like you said, like, it's a lot of money and time invested and to, waste not only your Saturday, but her Saturday, my dad's Saturday, everyone then to, like, have something like that happen when you can do better. It's like, terrible. But then like the night that I won the feature, I would have drove home for 6 hours. I was so happy. Like I remember like the McDonald's, it was all closed. I'm like, I don't care where, we'll drive into Canada, like we'll go somewhere. And it's like you said, but also having said that, I don't know if there's anything else I'd really rather do on the weekend. Like the guys I've met, the people, like just everything about it. And like my buddies that don't race think I'm like insane for doing what I'm doing. Like you need to find a new hobby. It's like, yep, you don't get it like until you're out in the car and like I said, everyone's just so cool. Like I haven't actually spent all that much time with you, but I feel like you're a good buddy of mine. Like everyone's just, it's different when you're out there, you know?
Yeah. You're kind of responsible for each other when you're out there too. So you kind of have to have some sort of connection. You got to trust the guy beside you. Even if you don't like them, you have to at least trust them enough that you are okay getting in your car beside them. So I think we're pretty good with that at Brockville. And I'm still scared shitless every time I get in the car. So
I think that's almost a good thing though. Like it keeps you more alert. If you're a little bit scared, like
keeps
you
you
don't
honest.
Have that, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had this too, but there's like it got better towards the end of the year. But my first year, every time, like you said, we only had 5 races, and then up till like halfway through this year, every time I'm sitting in staging and someone's beside me in a car, like revving it off the chip, and I'm just like, why am I
Yeah.
here? Like I could have been in the stands eating a hot dog, having a good time, and now I'm like sweating, panicking, thinking that like I'm gonna wreck all this money, get hurt, and it's like I could have just been watching, enjoying my time, leaving when I want. I'm like, and now like I said, like doesn't matter, like second year, like every single hot lap, I was just shaking in the car.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And about watching the racing too, I would love to watch a race from the grandstands with me also driving. Like if I could watch myself from the grandstands, I probably have a panic attack and be like, "What are you doing?" But no, I love watching racing, and it's almost I hate that I have to drive the car because I enjoy watching it so much. So every time I finish a heat or I'm out of the feature early or whatever, I'm always running over just to watch it because I enjoy watching it just as much as I do driving it.
That's it too. Like for me, like I was a race fan first, so like a lot of times they'll put us right before or after the mods, and I'm like, damn it, like because I also want to see how they're doing. You know, like I have drivers out there that I
Yeah.
like to cheer for, and it's hard. Like or like I think it was our last race of the year. Doesn't matter. One of the races they put the big blocks like right before us, and like or like was a when the Super Dirt Car Series was there.
Yeah.
I wasn't even racing. I was helping Jamie, but I was kind of like trying to peek over the berm and see who was leading, and it's hard to drive and watch.
And watch, yeah, for sure.
And I really don't think like people realize that, especially that don't race, how long of a day it is.
Oh, it's all day. It's
It's
like 8
yeah.
o'clock in the morning when you wake up until midnight, 1 o'clock.
Exactly. Like depending on where you guys race, like depending if you're first or you're last, like if we race last, like it's a long day. Like we're leaving here by shortly after lunch and you're gone for maybe 13, 14 hours depending.
Yeah. And then your Sunday is like half a write off
Yeah.
because you got to sleep in a little bit. And
Exactly.
Then you're either working on the car or you're not.
Mhm.
And that could take the whole weekend. So definitely the bi-weekly schedule helps with that.
Yeah.
On the Saturdays, that I like running early, but I don't like running after intermission. So it's careful what you wish for me. But
Yeah. Yeah. And I know Mike and Jamie go back and forth too because they like running opposites.
yeah,
So it's like some nights Jamie gets what he wants, some nights Mike gets what he wants, and it's like it's never the same.
in perfect world, I'd say we run before intermission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before they wet the track. The track's still good.
Yeah.
It's either that or last. Alternate it. I don't care. I don't want to race black every week. I'm good on black, but I want to race different ways as well. So I want to feel different tracks. But then after intermission, it's too wet for us.
I have a question for you, just as a experienced driver, and this is just for my own question. Do you find that on a wet track is harder for front wheel drive cars than it is for, like, say, if the street stocks went out first after intermission with the rear wheel drive, maybe they can control it a little better.
Yeah.
Whereas if we turn the wheel,
You're
like,
going straight.
those front wheels are like for your like Excel, they're pulling the car, they're turning the car, like everything is on the same set of wheels. And if they
Yeah.
break loose, you've got like you're just done.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think because you can drift in a rear wheel drive car. So if you get loose, you hammer down and you go. If you start sliding in a front wheel, you can turn the wheel all you want and hit the gas. You're going to keep going straight. So if it's real bad, obviously it's good for no one. But also I think the weight of the cars as well. We're generally the lightest cars. So just, we can't dig through that as well. Our tires are smaller. They have bigger tires. And I just think it's never good for us to be on wet tracks.
And Fall Nationals 2024, when I think you got loose in turn, or no, sorry, it wasn't Fall Nationals. It was the Super Dirt Night where I think you got into Steve Hennige's car, or he got into you,
yeah.
sorry. I noticed I wasn't out there, but I know that at the start of that race, my car went over, Tom Bailey's car went over. It was really wet.
Yeah.
Zach Lynch lost it in the same corner you did.
Yeah.
Was that what happened? Was the track still wet at that point of the race?
So I knew it was wet there. It was just like a square patch. Like I could kind of see it. And every time I went through it, I could feel the car get loose. I'm like, okay, I just got to move down a little bit, move down, avoid it. And I felt it on restarts too, because we had a restart and I think I started the top row. And then as soon as I hit the gas, I was in that spot and I just went friggin' nowhere. But yeah, I definitely just hit that spot and the car just whipped around so quick. and I knew I hit it. I'm talking to myself as I'm like sliding through the field because everything's in slow motion when you have no control. So I'm like in my head, like, I can't believe I just hit that damn patch again. And then I look to my left and I just have this tank of a vehicle coming full pin. Can still hear it revving. I don't think it was let off at all. I could hear the car coming. And I took my hands off the wheel, held my belt, and just took it right to the freaking door. Probably the hardest hit I've ever taken. That one hurt for sure.
Oh, and like any injuries, or you were just
No,
sore
nothing.
and stiff? But...
Nothing I'd admit to.
All right. So, who do you want to see on this podcast?
Who do I want to see?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see everyone. I want to see anyone that races at Brockville for sure, just to get their perspective on the track or the drivers, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, my brother should come on at some point. I'd like to hear him talk good about me. And then some off-track personalities. I know you got Brody coming in. That'll be a good one.
Yep.
I think I said before, I think Tim coming on would be cool, just to have his perspective. Anyone else at the track too, like even if they're not at the track, even if it's maybe an outsider, maybe just like a fan or someone who watches that you guys know is committed to watching, that you could get like an outside perspective on our class or our drivers, get an opinion on some people or whatnot. But nobody specifically. I know you got a few lined up that I'm looking forward to, and hopefully I can do another one.
Yeah.
I'll just mention here quick at the end of this, I think David Smith, like I was saying, the videographer from the track, he was talking about coming on. I know he's a really big supporter of our class, and he does a lot, and he runs that Northeast iRacing League, and he's just starting like a little mini series of just mini stock drivers from Brockville, stuff like that, really cool, and like shines a little bit more light in our class. He was joking, saying that maybe this way people won't leave before our feature, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool doing stuff like that.
I think words hold more coming from outside of the drivers in our class for sure. It's nice to get the insight of the drivers, but I think it helps legitimize us when people like David, who are not racing in our division, can speak highly of us or set things up like that Northeast iRacing League. So definitely people like that are good for our sport.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, like, I'm very surprised at the feedback we've received with this podcast. When we first started, I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. Like, how many chirps or like how like badly are we going to maybe make fun of? But so far, everyone's been really good.
To our faces, anyway.
To our faces.
Yeah, I won't tell you what they're messaging.
Yeah, please don't. But yeah, everyone seems like super pumped about it, which is great because, like I said, like this was just about getting eyeballs on you guys and what you do. Because, like I say, like people leave sometimes before the minis go out. So,
are you going to keep it rolling through the season?
I think it could be very interesting if we do.
I think it would be fun. Definitely. I mean, what you're doing with this is a win. So if you can stretch out some interviews up to the season start, I don't know, maybe some sort of grand thing before the season.
Yep.
And then definitely, if you can get some guys talk about the race previous throughout the season, that would be pretty cool. I'd be down for it, or I say I'm down for it until something goes wrong, and then I'm not down for it. But I definitely like to talk a little bit during the season.
Yeah, I was joking with Sandra. He's like, make sure you don't ask a guy who had a horrible night or got taken out to come on here and just lose his mind or something. You know what I mean?
You didn't finish last week.
Yeah.
How can you improve next time?
Yeah, like I said, I think just, maybe interview some people that had a good week, or like if something big happened, maybe someone that wasn't on the losing end of it, or like, I don't know. Or you could and just let it fly and see what happens.
If they want to do it, I mean, why not? It's good to get winners and losers perspective. So
yeah, exactly. All right, well, that's all I have. You're good? Yeah. You good over there?
I'm good.
You're good. Well, thank you. We really appreciate it.
It was fun. I didn't know what to expect, but it was great, and I learned a little bit about myself.
Yeah, and this is technically our longest episode.
What are we at?
70 minutes.
70, eh?
Yep. The quietest guy is the
longest. I was going for 2 hours. But sorry, guys.
We can keep going. Like, I can pull some stuff up. All right. Well, thank you again. Episode 7. So we have Brody Plotz. Sorry, Brody Plotz coming on. this week. So he will be up next. Thank you, Matt, again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks
Appreciate
for having me.
Thank you, Mike, as always. All right, adios.